Welcome to the Travel Robot. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified when we post a video. Sacramento is the capital city of the U.S. state of California and the seat and largest city of Sacramento County. Located at the confluence of the Sacramento and American rivers in Northern California's Sacramento Valley, Sacramento's 2020 population of 524,943 makes it the sixth largest city in California and the ninth largest capital in the United States. Before the arrival of the Spanish, the area was inhabited by the historic Nisenan, Maidu, and other indigenous peoples of California. Spanish cavalryman Gabriel Moraga surveyed and named the Rio del Santísimo Sacramento, Sacramento River, in 1808 after the Blessed Sacrament. In 1839, Juan Bautista Alvarado, Mexican governor of Alta California, granted the responsibility of colonizing the Sacramento Valley to Swiss-born Mexican citizen John Augustus Sutter, who subsequently established Sutter's Fort and the settlement at the Rancho Nueva Helvetia. Sacramento is the fastest-growing major city in California, owing to its status as a notable political center on the West Coast and as a major educational hub, home of California State University, Sacramento, and the University of California, Davis. Similarly, Sacramento is a major center for the California healthcare industry as the seat of Sutter Health, the world-renowned UC Davis Medical Center, and the UC Davis School of Medicine. It is a tourist destination, featuring the California Museum, CROCKER Art Museum, California State Railroad Museum, California Hall of Fame, and Old Sacramento State Historic Park. Sacramento is known for its evolving contemporary culture and is dubbed the most hipster city in California. In 2002, the Harvard University Civil Rights Project conducted for Time magazine ranked Sacramento. 1. Take a visit to Old Sacramento State Historic Park. Old Sacramento State Historic Park occupies around one-third of the property within the Old Sacramento Historic District of Sacramento, California. California. The Old Sacramento Historic District is a U.S. National Historic Landmark District. The Historic District is sometimes abbreviated as Old Sacramento or Old Sac and has been since the 1960s. The city of Sacramento grew up in the mid-19th century as a development from Sutter's Fort. However, the fort was some distance from the Sacramento River, which was the main means of transport to the coast of California and the area that would become the modern city. Before Sacramento's extensive levee system was in place, the area flooded quite regularly. Because of this, the city's streets have raised a level. Most of the sidewalks and storefronts have been filled in. 2. Step back in time at the California State Railroad Museum. The California State Railroad Museum is a museum in the State Park System of California, United States, interpreting the role of the Iron Horse in connecting California to the rest of the nation. The museum features 21 restored locomotives and railroad cars, some dating back to 1862. The Sierra scene shows a large-scale mock-up of a construction scene high in the Sierra Nevada representing Donner Pass circa 1867, featuring the locomotive Gov. Stanford. Other exhibits show how the influence of railroads changed American society, influencing travel, commerce, and daily life, as well as the lives of railroaders and the diversity of people who work on railroads. Changing exhibits featuring photography, ephemera, and artifacts from the museum's collection add depth and incidental information to the overall story of railroad history. The museum has an extensive educational program for elementary students from across the region to help them learn about railroad history using reenactments, costume docents, and train and handcar rides. 3. Feel inspired at CROCKER Art Museum. The CROCKER Art Museum, formerly the E.B. Crocker Art Gallery, founded in 1885, is the oldest west of the Mississippi River. Located in Sacramento, California, the museum holds one of the state's premier collections of California art. The collection includes American works dating from the Gold Rush to the present, European paintings and master drawings, one of the largest international ceramics collections in the U.S., and collections of Asian, African, and Oceanic art. Margaret Crocker, 1822 to 1901, began to assemble a significant collection of paintings and drawings during an extended trip to Europe. From 1869 to 1871, Upon their return to Sacramento, they set about creating an art gallery in part of their grand home at the corner of 3rd and O Streets. When the gallery was completed, they opened it to the public to fund the Sacramento Library. When it opened with 694 paintings, the gallery boasted the largest private collection in the country and held more paintings than the Metropolitan Museum of Art. The gallery became the hub of social activity in Sacramento. 4. Meet the animals at Sacramento Zoo. The Sacramento Zoo is a zoo located in William Land Park in Sacramento, California. It opened on June 2, 1927, with 40 animals. At that time, it occupied 4.2 acres, 1.7 hectares, which remained the case until the early 1960s when the zoo expanded to its current 14.3 acres. The zoo opened as the 4.2-acre, 1.7 hectares, William Land Park Zoo on June 2, 1927, with 40 animals brought together from various local parks. In 1948, the Sacramento Union newspaper sponsored a drive to raise money to buy the zoo an elephant. In the fall of 1949, Suey, the Sacramento Union elephant, so named by local teenage sisters Jacqueline and Carolyn Bolton via a contest sponsored by the Union, arrived at the zoo, much to the delight of area visitors. The Sacramento Zoological Society was formed in 1958 to support and raise funds for the zoo as city funding began to dwindle. 5. See the abandoned Sutter's Fort. Sutter's Fort was a 19th-century agricultural and trade colony in the Mexican Alta California province. The site of the fort was established in 1839 and originally called New Helvetia, New Switzerland, by its builder John Sutter, though construction of the fort proper would not begin until 1841. The fort was the first non-indigenous community in the California Central Valley. After gold was discovered at Sutter's Mill, also owned by John Sutter, in Coloma on January 24, 1848, the fort was abandoned. The main building of the fort is a 2-story adobe structure built between 1841 and 1843. This building is the only original surviving structure at the reconstructed Sutter's Fort State Historic Park. It was here on January 28, 1848, that James Marshall met privately with Sutter to show Sutter the gold that Marshall had found during the construction of Sutter's sawmill along the American River only 4 days earlier. 6. See the old with the new at California State Capitol Museum. The California State Capitol Museum consists of a museum in and grounds around the California State Capitol in Sacramento, California. The building has been the home of the California State Legislature since 1869. While the entire building may be considered a museum, the heart of the Capitol Museum can be found on the basement and first floor of the original section of the building. In the basement can be found the tour office, B27, a small theater showing several short films on the history of the Capitol, the gift shop, and the Arthur Matthews mural, The History of California. On the first floor, visitors can tour the restored historic offices of the Secretary of State, Treasurer, and Governor of California. From 1883 to 2020, the center of the rotunda housed the marble statue Columbus' Last Appeal to Queen Isabella, sculpted by Larkin Mead and given to California by banker and philanthropist Darius Ogden Mills. 7. Enjoy the California Automobile Museum. California Automobile Museum is an automobile museum located in Sacramento, California. It has a collection of over 150 classic cars, race cars, muscle cars, and early models displayed throughout 72,000 square feet of museum space. The mission of the California Automobile Museum is to preserve, exhibit, and teach the story of the automobile. The California Automobile Museum was the first automobile museum in the West to be established in perpetuity. Founded in 1983 as the California Vehicle Foundation, the museum opened to the public in 1987 as the Tau Ford Museum, displaying the largest collection of Fords in the world, courtesy of Edward Tower, a Montana banker. The first car to be donated to the California Automobile Museum was a restored 1938 Buick sedan, a gift from John Joyce, president of the Golden One Credit Union, which is still on display at the museum. 8. See a show at the B Street Theater. B Street Theater is a 501c3 nonprofit theater located in Sacramento, California. It was founded by actor Timothy Busfield in 1986 as Theater for Children. The company's first focus was a touring theater company for children. The B Street Theater School Tour was and continues to be extremely popular in the community, performing 12 times per week, 38 weeks a year. The school tour has received critical acclaim from the media and educators. It is estimated that 3.6 million California children, currently about 200,000 per year, have attended performances since B Street Theater's inception. In 1991, to broaden the success of the B Street Theater School Tour, Timothy Busfield and his brother Buck Busfield created B Street Theater. Most of the plays produced each year are world, national, West Coast, or regional premieres. 9. Learn about Indian life at California State Indian Museum. The California State Indian Museum is a museum in the state park system of California, interpreting the diverse cultures of the indigenous peoples of California. It is located in Midtown Sacramento at 2618 K Street. The museum exhibits traditional items illustrating the varying cultures. The State Indian Museum, opened in 1940, is located at 2618 K Street, Sacramento, near the intersection of 26th and K Streets. Current exhibits depict three major themes of California Indian life: nature, spirit, and family. Native peoples lived prosperously for thousands of years in what is now California. All of the exhibits and photographs on display in the museum are presented with respect for those who went before us on this land and continue to live. 10. Get soaked at Raging Waters. The largest water park in Sacramento is called Raging Water and features over 25 water rides, slides, and pools. If after a while you are exhausted from all of the running around and having fun, then you can stop at the family-friendly restaurant for something to eat. Raging Waters is a chain of 4 water theme parks in Sacramento, San Dimas, San Jose, California, and Sydney, Australia. The parks are operated by Palace Entertainment and owned by its parent company Parks Reunidos, but they each contain different attractions. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed our latest video and that it gave you some inspiration for your next adventure. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more travel tips, guides, and recommendations. And if you have any suggestions or requests for future videos, let us know in the comments below. Safe travels, and we'll see you on our next adventure.